AZ Radio Network. The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Hazy Radio Network, its affiliates, or sponsors. All shows are independently owned and broadcast for entertainment purposes only.
You are about to embark on a journey. It will be an experience unlike anything you've seen before. On this journey, you will meet many people. Some will advise you, some will inform you, and some will entertain you. Every journey begins with a single step, and the time for that first step is now. Welcome to the all-new AZ Radio Network.
My rooftop in yellow light, your voice in the summer night. Street lamps dance along to every word you sing, just flickering. Tell me, how long does it take for two hearts to find the same place? So 5 years that we've been friends, tonight it's something different. Can't you see it? Can't you see we are poetry? You're on the tip of my tongue, my favorite song being sung. I know I found something sweet. You're at the top of my list, just past my fingertips, babe. Maybe we are meant to be. We're poetry, yeah. Look up to the tallest trees, you whisper in the dark to me. I can barely hear you from the fireworks we're creating. Tell me all your secrets, love, I'll tell you what I'm running from. Straight on till morning calls us home and blurs the stars above. Can't you see it? Can't you see we are poetry? You're on the tip of my tongue, my favorite song being sung. I know I found something sweet. You're at the top of my list, just past my fingertips, baby. Maybe we are meant to. They'll tell stories about us, baby. Oh, can you hear the sound? A big blue sky full of angels waiting to sing it out, yeah. You're on the tip of my tongue, my favorite song being sung. You're at the top of my list, and just past my fingertips. Yeah, you're on the tip of my tongue, my favorite song being sung. I know I found something sweet. You're at the top of my list, just past my fingertips, baby. Maybe we are meant to be. We're poetry, yeah. We're poetry, yeah.
Voted as one of the top psychics in the world, please welcome to the stage clairvoyant, astrologer, and past life reader, the rock and roll psychic, Andrew Brewer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Rock and Roll Psychic Radio. My name is Andy Brewer. I hope everybody's having a happy day. Had a happy day. Today is Monday in Ohio. It's Valley Thrift Store Day. It's the sale. So that's, I know I have a boring life, but I just read for a Hollywood producer, so I'm trying to keep my life in balance. Tonight, you know, one of the perks of having a radio show is you go, hi, My name's Andy. I have a radio show. You're a really beautiful, amazing woman. I would like to meet you and say hi to you. But incredible beyond that, these are people I actually know that are just beautiful and amazing. And I wanted to have a show that had a theme. Usually, like as a psychic, when you do readings for people, there's always a theme. People, when they call in, they don't realize it, but they all have the same basic types of issues. It could be relationship issues one week or whatever. So tonight's theme, I hear the little inner drum roll in my head. Tonight's theme is about power for women growing into the power. Because I think women kind of get a hard way to go sometimes. I mean, the culture doesn't always treat them all that well, I don't think. So tonight is about women finding their voice. And there are many different avenues that one might take towards helping people to step into their power. Tonight we have two guests that have, I think, kind of unique ways of going about that. Later in the second hour, we're going to have Shannon.Million. Shannon, the rockin' pinup, is in fact all that. She really is a rockin' pinup. I know Shannon very well. And Shannon is from Nashville, Tennessee. She's an amazing woman, a beautiful woman. She is a model and a whole bunch of other things. But she's also developed some rather interesting programs to help women find their own personal power from within. But before we get to Shannon, I have a very, very, very special guest. How best to describe my guest? She's beautiful. She is intelligent. She's creative. She's funny. She is a powerful force. And I believe this is true. I'm not just making this up. Everything I've said is really how I see her. A powerful force to help women step into their authenticity, to step into a certain element of grace in how they deal with life. She is a teacher. She is a writer. She's a creative soul on many levels. And she is also known, and I love this name, I just love this, as BuddhaBarbie. Now, when you think of Barbie, what do you think of? Beautiful, blonde, perky, hangs out with Ken. I don't know if she actually hangs out with Ken, but I'm pretty sure that Malibu Stacy is probably driving around the neighborhood. However, I know she's thinking, my God, you're strange. I like you, but you're still strange. However, all that being said, BuddhaBarbie, I became aware of BuddhaBarbie. I forget how exactly, but I heard about BuddhaBarbie and we became friends. And I started reading what Karen Kat Sherman, BuddhaBarbie, I started reading Karen's blog and we became friends. And so I have a lot of respect for what Karen has to say. And I wanted to bring Karen and Shannon both on this evening because I felt that thematically they went together. I liked both of them a lot. I think they're both funny. They're fun to be around. But beyond that, I think it's really important for women to be able to be beautiful and sexual and powerful and all those things and not apologize for it, and to really step into their authentic selves. And when I think of authentic, beautiful women, I can think of no woman that embodies that more than the lovely and vivacious, and not Scott Hare, although he is lovely and vivacious too, the lovely and vivacious co-host, Zita Host. Zita, darling, are you there?
I am. I was beginning to wonder who you were describing.
Have I ever not recognized, acknowledged, and said right out loud that you are lovely and vivacious, and even though Scott Hare is also equally, not equally, I hate it for Scott, he's not maybe equally lovely and vivacious, but he's lovely and vivacious too.
Yes, he is.
But, so, All that being
But
said,
that butt in there.
I promised that I would give Karen the most bizarre intro she's ever had, and I feel that I've honored that commitment. So with that, our guest this evening, Buddha Barbie herself, Karen Cat Sherman. Are you too embarrassed to talk, or are you willing to come on? How are you?
Hi, Andy. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I want to talk a little bit about. I want to talk a little bit about the idea of Buddha Barbie. How did you come up with Buddha Barbie? Where did that conceptually come from for you?
You mean how was Buddha Barbie born? I was a children's book author for so many years, and I loved writing for children because I thought that they were so sweet and kind, and I could teach them, and they were gentle minds that could be molded, and they had so much to learn. And after many years of touring different elementary schools and talking to kids and reading my books, one day I just, I don't know, I was sleeping, maybe it was in a dream, and I woke up and I had this thought that, my whole life, everyone always used to tell me I looked like a Barbie. But I was a much more soulful Barbie. I wasn't the typical one, kind of woman that is blonde and kind of like curvy and doesn't have a lot going on. I was always very soulful, very superstitious, very spiritual. And one day I just woke up and Buddha Barbie came to mind. And it was years ago. And it took me about 2 to 3 years to really make it happen from the time that I thought about it.
And when you look at spiritual evolution, we've talked about this. I think it's really interesting. Sometimes, you find people who have a lot of social advantages. They're attractive and they're charismatic and good families and all that. Many times people from that background don't always gravitate towards really exploring what it's all about within them. And I'm always fascinated when I see this duality, this, ability to exist in both planets kind of at the same time. For you, what was that spiritual evolution like for you?
I always had it. And what's so funny is for me, it really kept me grounded, basically, my entire life. Before I was able to ever put it into some sort of category or really define what it was, I always had something, like a part of me that was these dueling types of personalities, because usually you see, and I'm not trying to put anybody in in a certain slot, I'm just saying that usually you see spiritual people that are very spiritual, very superstitious, and they tend not to be sexy with it. It tends not to be a combination that you run into every day. So for me, it was kind of challenging through the years maintaining, because I always kind of felt like I belonged in two different places. I could roll when I was growing up with the girls that looked like me and were kind of much, and had the role of the girls with the pretty hair and the pretty clothes, and maybe a little bit more, I don't want to say spoiled, but maybe lucky. Maybe the word was lucky or privileged. But I tended to always flock to the groups of people growing up that sort of needed help, kind of were more grounded, deeper. So as time went on and I grew into my own self and became a woman and had gone through a lot of adversity in my life, which I have, the two personalities kind of came together, and they learned how to live under one roof, one blonde roof.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it, is that the integration, and that's really, I think, the most important part of this. As when I look at you as a teacher, as a spiritual teacher, and I really do see you that way, and I think that finding ways to integrate all the different